Welcome back, everyone. Jeremy Reese here, founder and CEO of Ascension Financial Services Group. And we are going to jump right into step 2, how to get your score. So again, in step 1, we learned how to choose the car. Very, very simple. I said this video would be a little bit longer. I'm going to show you how to get your reports for free, how to get your scores for $1. We're going to cover step 2 here. The last video is going to be a little bit longer. We kind of just build on this strategy as we keep going, so let's do this. I believe most of you probably know that we are all entitled to, once per year, a free copy of our reports. You can do this at annualcreditreport.com. It's right there on the screen for you. This is what it should look like. If it's the authentic site, you should see this. Okay? Annualcreditreport.com. Now, on this site, you can do it once per year for free. You're only going to get your reports. You're not going to get your score. But I do encourage everyone to do this once per year. It's free. You're just not going to get your scores. Let's talk a little bit about the 2 major scoring systems. And there are 2. So the first one is the one that's been around the longest. It's FICO. FICO simply stands for Fair Isaacs Corporation, and it was actually founded back in 1956. Now they didn't start creating scoring for general purposes, and I mean general purposes for things like auto loans or mortgages, until 1989. A lot of people, like who I spoke for, Robert Kiyosaki for many years, Russ Whitney, Peter Lowe, the Rice brothers, the first people I ever spoke for. One of the things they're very well known for saying, and I've said it for years, is our parents didn't teach us this stuff. Well, it wasn't available. This just really didn't exist. Like I said, FICO didn't start releasing this information to the public until 1989. So don't blame your parents for everything. This is our responsibility. FICO is broken down into 5 different categories. Payment history, 35%, make your payments on time. Do you make your payments on time? Percent of credit used, okay, that is a percentage. So if you have $10,000 in revolving debt and you're using $5,000, you're using half. Length of credit, in its simplest form, it breaks down like this. How long have you had the longest account on your credit report open? If it's on your credit report, it's counting. That's one aspect of it. Don't close accounts. Okay? However, it's also open accounts. So if you have a mortgage on there that's been on your report for 14 years, keep it on there. If you have credit cards open, don't close them, because length of credit is broken down into 2 parts. It's going to hurt your score if you close credit cards. Credit is simple, and yet it's complicated. The reason why it's going to hurt you if you close a credit card is not the length of credit. It is the utilization. Okay? Don't close accounts. It will hurt you. Mix of credit, 10%. I know this may sound a little bit crazy, but the scoring models actually like it if you have a mix of credit cards. Okay? That's revolving debt, as well as installment accounts like mortgages and so forth. And then new credit is 10%. Those are inquiries, things like that. There's soft inquiries, hard inquiries. Soft inquiries, we're allowed to pull our own credit, like when you go to Annual Credit Report, when you go to GetMy3.us, when you utilize our software, we can pull our own credit as many times as we want to, and it doesn't lower our score. Let me repeat that. We can pull our credit as many times as we want to, and it does not hurt our score. Very, very important. Now, that's the FICO score. A lot of people will tell you that that's the only score you need. That's not true. There's a new dog in town, and it's VantageScore. And so Vantage 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 has been introduced. It's not widely used yet, but Vantage 3.0 has been. And it's more predictive than FICO score. I'm going to show you some stats here in a second. And it's due to what's called granular data. And all granular really means is small parts. When I was teaching, and we used to go all over the country and teach financial literacy trainings, I would have many students come up to me and say, at least one per class, I couldn't get a score. And it's because they didn't have credit history. With the VantageScore, if that's any of you out there, you can actually get a VantageScore with just 2 months worth of credit history. It's more predictive, and it's consistent across all CRCs. All CRCs are the 3 main credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So they're able to score almost 30 million more people. VantageScore is broken down into 6 parts: available credit, payment history, utilization, balances, depth of credit, and recent credit. So 90% of people make their payments on time. Now, if you have a missed payment, it will typically take you about 18 months to recover. Folks, people have hard times. Things happen. Just start making your payments on time. You'll recover. Okay? Age of credit. A prime Vantage score ranges between 661 and 780. Both the FICO and the Vantage model range from 300 to 850. Repeat that. Both these models range from 300 to 850. The percentage of utilization that you want to keep is below 30%. Many of you have probably heard this. However, I told you I'm FICO certified, so I'm going to give you a little tidbit here. Once you go above 8%, your score starts to drop just a little bit. If you remember, I talked to you in part 1 about the Solving Our Score series. One of the newsletters I have is on the breakdown of FICO scores and Vantage scores. So I go into this stuff in more detail in these newsletters. I told you, it's not stuff that you find on the web. I'm just giving you a topical overview here. Total balances, here's another one for you. Average balance of a prime Vantage score is 6,000 on credit cards. Depth of credit. Okay? Depth of credit, 13%. Recent credit usually is about 3 years, but if you need credit, get credit. And then available credit for a prime Vantage score is between 20 and 22,000, but we all have different needs. VantageScore, many lenders are starting to switch over to the VantageScore. It's more predictive. There's some stats there for you on the left of the screen. 8.5 billion Vantage credit scores were used from June 2016 to June 2017. They're catching up. Where can you get your credit score for $1? It's at GetMy3.us. GetMy3.us. You can get all 3 of your scores and reports for $1. And here's what you get. All 3 scores, all 3 reports, daily credit monitoring. The reason why the daily credit monitoring is so important is because of identity theft. A basic credit score simulator, I'll talk about that in a second, that's very important. US-based identity fraud restoration, so if someone steals your identity, they will help restore it. I've partnered up, we at Ascension have partnered up with some heavy hitters in the industry. Lost wallet form assistance and opt-out coverage. No more junk mail, you get put on the do not call list. So this is a great option for you. I highly recommend it. It's $1. And then if you want to stay in after trying it, it's $19.99 per month. GetMy3.us. Now, I mentioned the identity theft, and here's why. CBS 60 Minutes, Steve Croft did an expose on the credit bureaus and found that 1 in 5, over 20% of credit reports contain errors. You tell me an industry, if you went in and saw the doctor and you were going in for surgery and said, well, how great a physician are you? And he said, well, 80% of the time I do well, and about 20% of my patients die. I don't think you'd be feeling so great about going in for surgery. And just about a year and a half ago, 140 million people, their data was stolen, not by some bank, but by one of the 3 major credit bureaus. Names, driver's license, social security numbers, birthdays, addresses. This is ridiculous. This is why I say, at the very minimum, I believe you need to have coverage. So that's at getmy3.us. Now, some of you need a little bit more than that. And so we're about to get into the strategy in more depth. I'm going to show you how to know which day of the month is the best day to pull your credit. How to buy your vehicle at 15, 20, 25% below retail. We've covered that. I'm going to show you how to improve your credit score by 50 to 100 points in as little as 30 days. And then for those of you that want a free initial consultation with a certified FICO Pro, I'll show you how to do that as well. This is what we do at Ascension Financial Services Group. We're not credit repair. We are so much more than that. In fact, we're not even classified as credit repair. So again, those of you that already know that you want a free initial consultation, go to everypointcounts with an S, everypointcounts.info. You can get started right now. This is one of our clients. This is what you would see when you log on. This is after 30 days. A 63-point increase on TransUnion, 17-point increase in Equifax, a 57-point increase in Experian. And then the software actually gives you immediate recommendations on what to do next. Folks, within 60 days, remember I told you about that prime VantageScore of 661 to 780? This client right here is almost there, from a 588 to a 633 within 60 days. And this is just one client out of many. So our clients, this is our software platform. We're on version 8.0. The company I have partnered up with, between myself and the founder, we have well over 50 years in the industry. This software has been in existence. We're tapped in right into the bureaus. We're able to extract your reports on a soft pull. So remember, that doesn't lower your score. If English isn't your first language, I know I can speak fast sometimes, you can choose your own language. We have credit education. We have videos within the software. You check your progress 24 hours a day. You can check from your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, 24 hours a day. Use your financial tools, see your updated credit file. We have advanced credit score simulators. I talked in video 1 about the patented score deduction technology. Check for identity theft and get educated. So this is what it would look like when you first log into your software. This would be your home page right here. This is what separates us. You see good standing accounts. So this is one account here. You see point deduction right here. Our software tells you on a line item basis how many points that individual line item is reducing your score. So this Berkshire Bank card, when you're just looking at a credit report, so I've seen credit reports that are 40 pages long. You don't know how much that individual account is lowering one score. This is a $200 card, but it's lowering this person's score by 20 points. Well, you log on. We have credit specialists. You can pick up the phone and call. They're there Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. You'll be assigned your own credit specialist. You log on, you tell us, do you agree or disagree with this? But we already know because the software tells us there's a problem here. And the problem is the balance ratio. Here's another look. This is the account that's in good standing. So the account is open. That's what that means. See, it's going to tell you, recommendation, check the red highlighted items. This is where most errors occur. This Capital One card is reducing this person's score by 22 points. Is the account accurate? Do you want us to investigate it for you? Do you want us to take action on it for you? We'll do the work for you. We know what the problem is. Pick up the phone, communicate with us online. For those of you that work overnight, you work odd hours, you can communicate us through the software or pick up the phone. Okay. There's another one. Here's a different way of looking at it. Payment history. This is a student loan right here. Now, this one, high credit limit, $6,000, balance $8,302. The point deduction is only 6 points. Do you agree or disagree? We know what the problem is. It's some late payments. Can those get removed or corrected? Many times they can. This is what's really cool within the software. Again, short-term recommendations. Right here, the software is going to tell us how to recover 65 points, just like that. Follow the recommendations. We'll help you do it. We'll do it for you. We'll do it with you. We can't do everything for you. There's 3 different simulators. There's a target score simulator, a money simulator. If you have extra money at the end of your month, we'll show you how to best allocate it. And there's a manual simulator. So this is Tony Stark here. And let's say Tony Stark wants to go and get a score up to, say, a 750. So what's he going to do? He's going to put 750 in the target score. He's going to click Run. When he clicks Run, here's what happens. The software is going to tell him exactly what to do. The following actions are recommended. 1, 2, 3, it's done. But check this out. The software also says, Tony, the best estimated day of the month to have your credit pulled is the 11th. So for those of you looking to buy a car, buy a house, you know you can now plan ahead and have your credit pulled. If you're always ready, you don't have to get ready. We're going to keep you always ready. Done. How important is this? Folks, these are spot on numbers right here. A $20,000 auto loan with A credit, this is if you walked into a finance office, might be around 6%. If you have D credit, you're going to be looking at 22 to 26%. At 72 months, I've talked to people who have 80-month car loans. That's ridiculous. Now, the payment difference, which is what the people at the finance office want you to look at, is just look at the payment. Just look at the payment because they want the interest. The payment difference is only $115, but look at the total interest difference at the bottom. $13,600. That sounds like a lot, right? But we're just getting started. Remember, in the bonus section, I'm going to show you how to take this money and turn it into almost $33,000. Again, those of you that already know you want a free consultation, go to everypointcounts.info and simply put your name, email, phone number, leave me a brief message. Best time to call, if you have a time that you already want in mind, type that in there. I want to improve my financial life. There's also a manual simulator. I'm not going to spend any time on this. I'm just showing you with your derogatory accounts, your open accounts in good standing. You can just play around and see, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? There are multiple programs. There's multiple payment plans. I'll go over those at that very, very end. But this is what you get. You could pause the video right now. I'll just let you take a look at that. I really just wanted to show you the power behind our technology right now. One more time, everypointcounts.info. And in step 3, we're going to talk about finding financing. Finding financing. I hope you've enjoyed step number 2. This is Jeremy Reese, founder and CEO of Ascension Financial Services Group. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. The last video, we're going to tie everything together, and I'm going to show you exactly how to take the money that we're saving, the scores, and then turn it into $33,000.